So what is moralistic therapeutic deism? We'll begin with the term moralistic. This has to do with people's perceptions of what they deem to be good or nice. In other words, in their view, moral. According to Smith, in a separate summary he wrote of his book, MTD believes that central to living a good and happy life is being a good moral person. That means being nice, kind, pleasant, respectful, and responsible. So MTD believes that God wants people to be good and nice to each other. Now, on the surface, this sounds right. Of course we should be good and nice and fair and moral toward one another, especially as followers of Messiah. But what, according to the scriptures, counts as goodness or niceness? What exactly does it mean to be nice? Was Yeshua being nice when he called the Pharisees names like blind guides or fools or brood of venomous snakes? Or was it nice when Paul wrote in Galatians 5:12, "Oh, how I wish that even they who are unsettling you would just castrate themselves"? Perhaps it's nice to show tough love, causing shame and grief by confronting and correcting someone you love, since Proverbs 27:6 says that faithful are the wounds of a loving friend. Or maybe it's nice when families are divided and destroyed over the Messiah. As the Master says in Matthew chapter 10, verses 34 through 36, "You should not suppose that I came to put peace on the earth. I did not come to put peace, but a sword. For I came to divide a man against his father, and a daughter against her mother, and the enemies of a man are those of his household." So if by nice we mean kind, then of course we should be nice, since Ephesians 4:32 tells us to become kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another as also God in Messiah forgave you. But if by nice we mean non-confrontational or never causing harm or injury or conflict, then we should probably never be nice. It's not nice to withhold the truth, or to be accepting of unrighteousness and sin, or tolerant of perverted lifestyles and degenerate identities. Niceness, as we usually think of it, is not a biblical goal. We should instead be advancing the truth of what is right and the cause of the Messiah, so that people can be healed and saved, even if it evokes an initially negative or hurtful reaction in others. And if by good we mean don't be evil, then of course we should be good, since it says in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 15, "See that no one returns evil for evil to anyone, but always pursue that which is good, both to one another and to all." But if by good we mean moral or virtuous or righteous, then we have a big problem, because Yeshua teaches us that no one is good except one, God. Mark chapter 10, verse 18. The idea that people are basically good is the most anti-biblical belief there is. None of us are good, either because of our basic nature, or the way we act, or the things we do. Jeremiah 17:8 says, "The heart is deceitful above all things and is incurable." Psalm 51 verse 5 says, "Look, I have been brought forth in guilt, and in sin my mother had conceived me." And Paul says in Romans chapter 3 verses 10, 12, and 23, "There is none righteous, not even one. All turned aside. Together they became worthless. There is none doing good. There is not even one. For all sinned and are come short of the glory of God." Our lack of goodness is completely incurable without Yeshua. And if you think that tolerance or acceptance or a live your truth attitude means that you're being good, then you've never truly met or known the love and freedom of the Good Shepherd. He is as ruthless as he is selfless. We can be taught to be outwardly polite and considerate and to do nice or good things for other people, but only in Yeshua can we be inwardly good. And this speaks directly to one of the major beliefs within the moralistic aspect of MTD, which is that good people go to heaven. Again, if by good we mean that we've been changed by the power of Yeshua's salvation, and as a new creation in him, we're set free from a life of sin, then sure, good people do go to heaven. But if by good we mean that as long as we treat each other with kindness and respect, and we aren't murderers or rapists or members of an opposing political party, then nothing we say or do or think is going to make us good enough to earn us a place in heaven. Ephesians chapter 2, verses 8 through 9 says, "For by unmerited favor you are having been saved, through faith, and this not of something you did. It is the gift of God, not of your actions, so that no one may boast." You can be the kindest, gentlest, friendliest, most thoughtful, most helpful, most tolerant person on the planet, and you are not getting into heaven except through faith in the Messiah Yeshua, through whom God gives you the gift of salvation, not because of anything you ever did or ever will do. And the Master Yeshua confirms this in John chapter 14, verse 6, when he says, "I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father unless through me." Relying on being good, then, only gives us a false sense of security and hope. That surely, because of the kind of person we are and the things we do, we deserve to go to heaven. But Yeshua doesn't save us because we deserve it. On the contrary, we need his salvation because of what we actually deserve. If we look to our own concept of goodness to gauge our eternal destiny, then we're going to be in for a big surprise. Because as Proverbs 16:25 says, "There is a way that seems right to a man, but its eventual end are the ways of death." God doesn't simply want us to be good and nice to each other. He wants us to turn from our sin and accept the free gift of salvation by unmerited favor through faith in the Messiah Yeshua, because no one is good, not even one.